So, yeah, during that time, being LGBT is considered to be a mental illness kasi daw it is caused by childhood trauma. So, if you're a girl and you are, let's say, abused by a man when you were younger, when you grow up though, you will not be attracted to men because you will be afraid because of the childhood trauma. So you resort to having a relationship with a woman. Same is true if you are a boy and then you were being harassed or being, let's say, violated by a woman if when you were younger. So when you grow older, you will have most likely a relationship with a guy because you are afraid of having a relationship with a woman. So that was the study before. Hello, everyone. Father Joe here from the Catholic Universalist Church, and welcome to the month of June. Now, the month of June is being celebrated all over the world to be the Pride Month. So, ano itong Pride Month at bakit ito mahalaga sa LGBT community? Now, just a quick disclaimer before we proceed. I am straight. I am not part of the LGBT community. However, I am an LGBT ally. So, an LGBT ally is a straight person who is creating safe spaces for the LGBT community in the patriarchal society. All right? So, Pride Month, ano ba ito at bakit ito mahalaga? Just a quick background of the history. Did you know that during the early 50s and 60s, being LGBT or being gay in the US is considered to be a crime? It is actually illegal to have same sex relationships in the US around 60 years ago. Why is that so? Because it has been categorized during that time that being LGBT, being gay, being lesbian, being bisexual is actually a mental illness. No, there was a study during that time. But of course, right now we know that it's wrong. It's false. It's not a mental illness. It's just part of the wide spectrum of genders. As being LGBT is not just seen in the human species but also in the animal kingdom. So, yeah, during that time, being LGBT is considered to be a mental illness kasi daw it is caused by childhood trauma. So, if you're a girl and you are, let's say, abused by a man when you were younger, when you grow up though, you will not be attracted to men because you will be afraid because of the childhood trauma. So, you resort to having a relationship with a woman. Same is true if you are a boy and then you were being harassed or being, let's say, violated by a woman if when you were younger. So when you grow older, you will have most likely a relationship with a guy because you are afraid of having a relationship with a woman. So that was the study before. Now, aside from that, they also have laws against same-sex relationships. So they have one of the laws they have is sodomy. So just like the Bible narrative and then Sodom and Gomorrah. So sodomy, no. So if you will be seen having a relationship with same-sex or same gender, you will go to jail for sure. Now, because of that, there were so many bars, no, na hindi tumatanggap ng mga LGBT sa kanilang establishment. So bawal tumambay sa mga bars ang mga LGBTs. Why? Because kapag nahuli ang isang bar na tumatanggap ng mga customer na, let's say, gay or lesbian, kapag nahuli sila ng pulis, okay, their license to sell alcohol will be revoked. That means no business for them, all right? So, yun nga yung nangyari. They were discriminated during that time, but the mafia, ito mga sindikato kasi, and other organized, syndicates, sila yung gumagawa ng mga bars na tumatanggap ng mga LGBT. But take note you might think that, oh, buti pa yung mafia, tinatanggap ang mga LGBT. However, they just care about the money. They really don't, care about the welfare of the LGBT community kasi most of the time, itong mga bars na ito is hindi sila malilinis, marurumi, yung mga baso ni hindi man lang hinuhugasan. Um, So, yun nga, the mafia accepts these, LGBT people, and in some bars, they're allowed to dance because most of the bars, hindi talaga sila tinatanggap, hindi sila pinapasayaw. Kasi pag may raid, okay, kapag may raid, huli lahat. Okay? But, syempre, mafia, binabayaran nila yung ibang mga pulis. Pero alam nyo naman, di ba, if there are other, let's say, police officers na hindi nakatanggap ng lagay, syempre, kapag may raid, inaatake nila yung mga bar na hindi nakapagbigay sa kanila. So, during June 28, 1969, sa Stonewall Inn, ito yung nangyari. The police were, really, really violent during that time. So, dun nga, nagsimula ng mag-stood up at, the LGBT community started defending themselves, especially yung nasa Stonewall Inn, which is located in Manhattan, in New York. And then, hindi lang yung mga LGBT na customers, no? Pati na rin ang entire neighborhood because they saw that the police were really, being too much violent during that time. So, doon nagsimula ang tinatawag nilang Stonewall riots, okay? So doon nagsimulang magkaisa ang mga LGBTs, tapos even the neighborhood and even some bar owners joined the protest. Oh, kasi nga, 'di ba, the bars were operated by the mafias. So kadalasan nadadawit yung mga LGBTs in, drug trade and human trafficking. So, naging complicated yung situation. But, they don't have a choice. Kasi nga, di ba, yung mga mafia lang talaga yung tumatanggap sa kanila. So, that movement on June 28, 1969, that night at Stonewall Inn, dun talaga nagsimula ang, pinakaunang paglaban ng mga LGBTs, no, against the authorities. At hindi lang yon, after few days, after few weeks, after few months, because the news spread all across America, other places as well, started to fight back against, police brutality and violence. So, for 60 years, this movement has been going on. And yun nga, after 60 years, no, dahan-dahan na iba yung batas ng Amerika. Dahan-dahan. 60 years, guys. 60 years. Today is 2022 and it happened like 1970. So, slow and gradual process. So, ngayon, di ba? US, ang Amerika ngayon, they even have same-sex marriage. They're actually one of those progressive countries who allow or who legalized same-sex marriage. So, you see, the Stonewall incident gave birth to the Pride Month, no? Pride Month is not just about, wearing fancy clothes, wearing colorful clothes, and, showing allegiance to the LGBT community. Hindi lang yun. It's more than that, because what happened in Stonewall in 60 years ago is something very monumental, no? This only shows us na kung ang lahat ng tao ay magkakaisa, straight, LGBT, regardless of religion, regardless of faith, or, political beliefs or whatnot, kapag lahat ng tao ay nagkaisa para sa isang layunin, we can change any broken system. We can change like, a 1,000 years of laws that doesn't serve us anymore. Alright, so I hope that makes sense, guys. And yeah, if this is your first time watching this video, guys, please consider liking this video and please consider subscribing or following me on this platform. If you're seeing this on YouTube, on TikTok, or in Facebook, guys, please follow me or please subscribe to see more videos about this in the future, right? So, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Father Joseph saying Namaste.